What's up, guys? This is SuperKamiGuru9000. I'm Corey, and this is Christian, and this is our review of Naruto Chapter 549. And like a cigarette after sex, this chapter fucking rot.
That's hard to do with no sound. Okay, so Naruto Chapter 549 starts with Naruto and B facing off against Nagato and Itachi. And they're pretty much like, wow, Naruto, you're super strong, and you're glowing for some reason. And he's like, yeah, motherfucker, I conquered the fox. And I talked to my parents. And I'm the man now. And B like trying to be like, hey man, you know, I kind of did it. And Naruto's like, what? What? I did it all myself. And it was an awesome start to this chapter.
He finally has these two drink.
Corey does know how to talk time to time.
Before these guys can even finish their conversation, we cut away to Kabuto, who's being his typical smug self, and he's so happy because the Jinchuriki have finally fallen into the palms of his hand, and with them there, he can definitely make Madara obey him. And he decides it's game time. Or in other words, it's fireball time.
So Itachi rears back and shoots, boom, a giant grand element fireball technique towards Naruto and Killer B. And in an act of raw awesomeness, Killer B takes out the Samihara and just cuts it in half.
Oh yeah, that's right. Killer B is continuing to make the Uchiha look like little bitches.
Ooh.
And after that huge fireball technique was badassly thrown away by Killer B, we get to see that Itachi is still on the move and he's jumping up, getting ready to attack Naruto, and they go hand-to-hand with each other, which is really cool looking. But while they're fighting, they also start to have a conversation about Sasuke, where, you know, clearly Itachi has to be curious about what's going on with his brother, and Naruto lets him know. He lets him know that he wants to destroy the Leaf Village, he's joined the Katsuki, and he's still being basically a big asshole. And Itachi takes it kind of well. After Itachi hears about the exploits of his beloved little brother, he takes the time to think about it. And the only thing he can really come up with is... fuck!
Okay. So after Itachi hears about his brother, Naruto tells him, oh, yeah, by the way, Madara kind of told me about the Uchiha massacre and all that stuff. And then, like, Itachi's like, shut up. Shut up. I don't want anyone to know about that. That was during spring break, 06. I don't want to know, okay? Well, the truth is he doesn't want the history books to show the Uchiha in a bad light, and he wants to keep the honor of his village.
And who can blame him, considering all the crap he did just to preserve his name in the first place? Now, Itachi can't be the only one to show off in this chapter, and luckily we have Nagato who's here, and he decides to join the fray as well. He uses his divine attractor technique and starts pulling Naruto towards him, and there's this giant rock coming out of the sky that's about to slam right into Naruto. But, as we know, Naruto's got some brand new techniques up his sleeve, and he's able to form those Kyuubi arms that come out anywhere from over his body, and they come directly out of his chest and immediately deflect this giant rock. Awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool move in this chapter. One of many awesome moves in this chapter, actually. Before anything else can happen, Itachi's like, Naruto, I'm still counting on you to deal with Sasuke. And Naruto responds, don't worry, I was planning on it already. And we cut back to Nagato, and he is like, oh, don't worry about me, guys, I can't really walk. But all of a sudden, he slams the ground and summons Snoopy and Woodstock to take care of fucking business. Okay, there we go.
Before Nagato can begin his attack, though, we cut back to Itachi, who's still on the move, and now it's Itachi versus Killer B. Holy friggin' crap, this is a fight I've always wanted to see and never thought would happen. And Itachi's pulling out some really cool techniques. He's using his fireball technique, which he shoots all these different fireballs all over the place, and they each have a shuriken inside of them. And B responds accordingly with his big eight tails hand, and it comes out and it blocks it. And, you know, you think, Itachi's going to pull out something cool. But then all of a sudden, this giant tentacle just bursts out of the ground, and it grabs Itachi. But then that doesn't work. And then he explodes into all these crows, and it's actually a genjutsu. But luckily, Killer B, that shit just never affects him. It's just like the fight with Sasuke. Eight Tails immediately snaps him out of the situation, and then the coolest freaking thing in the chapter happens. Holy crap. All of a sudden, those crows start to turn into shuriken, and they start heading off into Killer B's face. And then he pulls out Samehara again, and inside of the Samehara is all of B's 7 swords. And he pulls them out and deflects every single shuriken, and he has this badass pose where he's just sitting there, and he has all the swords again. And God, I've been waiting to see those again, because he only used them once in the fight against Sasuke, and they look great in this chapter. proving yet again that Killer Bee is just making the Uchiha look like a bunch of punks.
We cut back to Naruto, and he is striking that gigantic dog summon with a Rasengan that is of epic proportion. And, I mean, it's pretty gigantic, but Nagato's screaming at him, hey man, it's not going to work. The dog just multiplies every time you attack it. And we've seen this dog in quite a few awesome fights, and it's true. Every time you cut it or you strike it, it just splits, and there's more dogs and more heads on it all over the place, and it's more deadly. So then we see Itachi jump on the head of the bird, and boom.
And that's when shit starts to get really crazy. We get to see that Itachi's about to activate his Mangekyo Sharingan for the first time, and he's obviously up to something in a way that he's testing something, and that's when the plot point of all plot points finally comes into play. A big prediction that we thought was coming, and it's finally coming to fruition. The crow has started to emerge from Naruto's mouth, and it even has a Sharingan eye on it, and that ends the chapter, Naruto 549.
So, Naruto chapter 549. Holy shit! Awesome fucking chapter, man. I'm sorry, we've cursed a shit ton in this review, but
I'm not sorry.
Corey's not. But, you know, if I've pissed anyone off, I'm sorry you're offended by our use of amazing, epic fucking words to describe this chapter, because it's just, ugh, man, it's great. When do you see Naruto, Itachi, Nagato, and Killer Bee fight in one chapter? Where has there ever been a chapter with that many epic ninjas fighting? And, at the same time, they're progressing the story. It's like, let's have some awesome fighting and story progression all in one chapter. You couldn't ask for more.
And, you know, last week before we were even talking about this chapter, we came up with two predictions. We were thinking either A, they're just going to talk the entire time and we'll have some cool revelations, which it would be cool to hear those conversations anyway, or B, they're just going to straight up brawl. We got more than we could have possibly asked for.
Yeah.
We got both of that. Not only did we get some really kick-ass action from pretty much every single character, but we got the thing with the crow at the end, which a lot of people doubted, honestly. And to see that actually happen and finally come into play is such a big deal. And damn it, Killer Bee's swords again are just awesome. I mean, especially because lately he's been sort of overshadowed by Naruto.
Yeah,
because he's been learning all these new techniques. But the fact that he's here and he cuts Itachi's giant fireball in half with the Samehara, and then he pulls the swords out again and deflects every single move. It just really shows how powerful this guy is. And even against Itachi, who's a Genjutsu master, doesn't even mean anything. Eight Tails, boom! It's okay. Genjutsu don't work on you. It's just so good. As a Naruto fan, this is exactly what you want out of a chapter.
This is why you read Naruto, for stuff like this. Like, I remember I haven't been this excited since Naruto Pain Fight. When I was reading a chapter of Naruto. Like, this is just that on that level.
I mean, this whole battle and everything is just making this war arc kick so much ass. And, you know, when I'm reading the manga, I always have the thought in the back of my head, this is just going to be so cool in the anime.
Yeah.
You know, I really hope that the animation team goes crazy with this episode, or maybe to see the stuff that follows after it. But this has just been one hell of a highlight for this arc.
Yeah, this has to be a high-budget anime episode when they finally get to it in, like, 5 years. Awesome chapter, though. Okay, you guys. So for rating this week, I think if we gave it any idea of a low score, we would be horrible reviewers at this point. We would be horrible fans of Naruto. I mean, we got great story. We got great fighting. We got the crow. When have you seen so many great characters in one Naruto chapter? So obviously, this one is easily a 10 out of 10. Okay, you guys, for questions this week, I want to ask you, what do you think the crow is going to do? It is the same question as last week, but I mean, 550 is coming up, and I truly think always on these 10 chapters, and especially on a 50 like this, they're going to do something epic for this next chapter coming up. What do you think that is going to be?
Also, in this week's chapter, we got to see that Itachi got to use some of his signature techniques, but there's still one that he hasn't used yet, one that is his most powerful, the Susanoo. Do you guys think that it's actually going to make an appearance in the next chapter? Just let us know with a comment below.
So that's it for the review this week. If you guys like our videos, make sure to give us a thumbs up. It helps spread our videos around the YouTube and helps get us a few more views. Because, I mean, let's face it, that's why we do this. We love some views. We're not going to be partnered ever. We just want people to watch our stuff. And if you really like it, make sure to favorite it. So
that's it for this week, guys. SuperKamiGuru9000, pierce the motherfucking heavens!